Hi, good morning. Today's topic of discussion is tax deducted at source. Tax deducted at source concept was introduced in the Income Tax Act 1961 with the objective of deducting the tax on an income at the source of the income. It is a direct tax collected from the person at the time of payments like commission or brokerage, fees for technical services, interest, deemed dividend, etc. Then the TDS which is deducted is transferred to the government account. For example, Dakshin Electronics Private Limited is making payment for advertising services to MMADD agency. In such a case, Dakshin Electronics Private Limited need to deduct TDS before making a payment to MMADD agency in the source of income. Basic concept of TDS. In this section, we will understand TDS applicability and terminology of TDS. TDS will be deducted at source based on the rate defined in the Income Tax Act. The recipient of the income received the net amount after reducing TDS. The need to add the gross amount to his income and the amount of TDS is adjusted against his final tax liability. The recipient takes the credit of the amount already deducted and paid on his behalf. TDS is deducted on the fulfillment of the below given conditions. Number one condition is the assessees who are covered under section 44AB of the Income Tax Act, including individuals and Hindu undivided family, running a business and deducting TDS at the time of payment or credit, whichever is earlier, against the following type of recipient or deducting. So individuals and HUFs of resident, individuals and HUFs of non-residents, Hindu undivided family, body of individuals, association of persons, company resident, company non-resident, cooperative society resident, cooperative society non-resident, local authority, partnership firm, artificial juridical person and government. Second condition is the nature of payment should belong to any one of the following list. Number one is interest on securities, deemed dividend under section 2 subsection 22E, interest other than interest on securities, interest on infrastructure debt fund, interest payable by government or Indian concern in foreign currency, etc. Next, condition number 3 is the payments made should exceed the TDS exemption limit as specified in the Income Tax Act. As per section 44AB of the Income Tax Act, an individual and HUF is considered as assessees when running a business. The TDS applicability for proprietorship firms as per section 44AB threshold has increased to 5 crore and for financial year 21 to 22 it is 10 crore. Carrying a profession where the total receipt exceeds 50 lakhs in any previous year. Note number 2, new section introduced from 1st September 2019, section 194M, TDS on payment to resident contractors and professionals. An individual or Hindu undivided family has to deduct tax at source under this section. Such individual whose books are not required to be audited. It applies when the total amount paid to a resident individual for carrying out any contractual work or providing any professional service in a financial year exceeds 50 lakh will have to deduct TDS at the rate 5%. This section applies to personal as well as business related payments. The Hindu undivided family who has deducted tax can pay the tax to the government by quoting his or her PAN only. Not required to get a tax reduction account number. Second is section 194N, TDS on cash withdrawal above 1 crore. This section is applicable in case of cash withdrawals of more than 1 crore during a financial year. The limit of 1 crore in a financial year is with respect of per bank or post office. TDS will be deducted at the rate 2% on the excess cash withdrawal of 1 crore. Alright. Next is TDS process. Let us understand the TDS process from the examples and a diagram. Dakshin Electronics Private Limited receives a bill of 1,20,000 from an architect TG Architect Company for planning out their interiors. Dakshin Electronics Private Limited need to deduct the tax at the rate 7.5% before making the payment to architect, that is TG Architect Company, as the amount is crossing the TDS exemption limit. Here, first of all, deductor will book the expense and deduct TDS and make the balance payment to deductee. Deductor remits the TDS amount into bank treasury. Bank treasury remit the amount to the government account. Next is deductor issues form number 16A to deductee for the TDS amount deducted. Next, deductor files the e-TDS to NSDL. Fifth point is NSDL uploads the e-TDS information to the income tax department. Amount deducted will be credited into the income tax account of the deductee and the same can be verified in Form 26AS and deduct the amount reflected in Form number 26AS against their income tax liability while filing their return. Now we will read about Form number 16A. It is issued by the deductor on the TDS deducted from deductee on the income from other sources other than salary. What is TAN? TAN is the tax deduction and collection account number. It is a 10-digit alphanumeric character issued by the income tax department to all persons deducting tax at source. TAN has to be quoted in all relevant challans, tax deduction certificate, TDS returns and other notified documents. To obtain TAN, the person or organization is required to apply in Form number 49B to the TAN Facilitation Center of NSDL. So the format of TAN is BLR T56767G, where BLR is RCC code, that is it relates to city and state where TAN was issued. Next, T stands for first alphabet of the name of the organization. Then 56767 are the 5 characters are system generated numbers, and capital G is a check digit alphabetic numeric generated by the system. Next is what is PAN? PAN is a permanent account number. It is a 10-digit alphanumeric character allotted by the income tax department to all the taxpayers whose income is taxable. The format of PAN is ASD/CC1234A, where ASD are the 3 letters in a sequence of alphabets from AA, AAA to ZZZ. This selection happens randomly. This shows the type of holder of the card, for example, company or a government. And C is the first character of surname and last name or name of the company, etc. 1, 2, 3, 4 are the system generated sequential numbers. And A is a check digit alphabetic number generated by the system. Now, who has to deduct the tax? The following persons making the payment to third parties are required to deduct tax at the source. Number 1, individuals or Hindu undivided family, body of individuals, association of person, trust, then local authority, central and state government, firm, company, artificial juridical person, central government, autonomous body, where either central or state government, statutory body, branch and division of company. Next is TDS rates. TDS rates are fixed by the government against each TDS nature of payment, and these rates will be changed or altered every financial year by the government. And the deductor, the one who is deducting the tax, need to deduct the TDS as per the latest rates. Exemption limit. Exemption limit is the limit set by the government for most of the TDS nature of payments. For example, exemption limit for fees for professional services is 30,000 per annum and TDS rate is 10%. If the company is receiving the bill towards professional service for 25,000 per annum, then the TDS should not be deducted on the amount of 25,000 because the amount is not crossing the exemption limit of 30,000. It is coming under the exemption. Next, TDS calculation when exemption limit is crossed. If the company is receiving the bill for fees for professional services for 50,000 then the TDS at the rate 10% needs to be deducted on 50,000 because it is crossing the exemption limit of 30,000. So for example, total value is 50,000 and TDS rate is 10% for fees for professional. So exemption limit is 30,000. So in this case, TDS amount will be 5,000. That is total value into TDS rate. The payable amount to the service provider and deducted will be 45,000. That is total value minus TDS deducted amount. For a few nature of payments, the exemption limit will be given for a single bill value. And also exemption limit will be given in aggregate value. For example, payment to transporters nature of payment, the single bill value is 30,000. And the aggregate exemption value for the financial year is 1 lakh. Next is, now I'll show you practically, they have given me one business scenario where they are saying that Global Motors Private Limited are dealers of Maruti Suzuki vehicles and it has branches in different locations like Delhi, Mumbai, etc. All branches uses commercial space on rental basis. Since the rent amount crosses the exemption limit, Global Motors need to pay TDS duty to the government. It also deducts TDS on various payments like payment of commission, payment of dividend, etc. Before proceeding with the illustration on using TDS feature, based on the above business scenario, let us create the company in Teleprime and activate the TDS feature for the company. So first of all, what are we going to do now? First of all, we are going to activate TDS in company level. For that, I'll press F11. Here I'll go to right hand side and enable TDS. Here I'll add TAN registration number, tax reduction and collection account number. Deductor type will be company. Deductor branch will be Bengaluru branch, and that's it. And this way we have enabled the TDS at the company level. Now, the first topic is configuring TDS at group level. Instead of defining the TDS at the ledger level, TDS details can be defined at the accounting group level. When TDS is charged on various expenses like rent on building and rent on furniture, in Tele ERP9 we can configure TDS for all these similar kinds of expenses at one go in the account group. Now they have given me a practical question that on 1st July 2017, Global Motor is liable to pay rent of 2 lakh for office space building to SAP agencies. Since the liable amount exceeds the exemption limit, the company decided to deduct TDS on the same bill. For this, we will go to vouchers. Here I'll press F7 General Voucher. I'll change the date by pressing F2 and make it 1st July. Here I'll create a ledger of rent of building. And here I need to create a group. So I need to create a special group by pressing Alt plus C, rent expense. It is already created. They are saying that it is already created. So here I'll pick up rent expenses. I'll show you how I create this. First of all, I write down rent expenses and I keep it under indirect expense. Then I alter and set TDS details. Here I select rent of building. I'll show you how I created it. Section is 1941. Payment code is 41B. And rate for individuals and HUFs with PAN number is 10%. If in case individuals and Hindu undivided family person has no PAN number, then in that case they need to pay 20% TDS. And for other deducted types, the with PAN rate is 10% and without PAN rate is again 20%. And the threshold limit is 1,80,000. If in case the rent of the building lies between 1,80,000 or less than 1,80,000, then no tax shall be deducted by the SAP agency. But in this case, the rent of the building is 2 lakh. which is more than 1,80,000. Then in that case, the liable amount exceeds the exemption limit 1,80,000. The company decide to deduct TDS on the same bill. Alright, so this way. Now here they are saying, is TDS applicable? Yes, TDS is applicable but not in the ledger level. So I will keep it undefined. Here I'll add manually 2 lakh, and now I'll create a credit ledger over here, SAP agency, under sundry creditor. Now they are saying that is TDS deductible? I'll enable this option. And what kind of SAP agencies or what kind of person deducted type? It is a company resident. Deduct TDS in same voucher? Yes. I'll select the nature of payment, rent of building, and that's it. Now I will add here the PAN number of SAP agency. So the PAN number is ASG FG1234A. Alright. And now I'll enable this option, provide PAN details for SAP agency, and it will deduct my tax. Alright. So while creating the nature of payment, I keep the rate as 10%. So 10% of 2 lakh is 20,000. And when I deduct TDS amount from the total value, then it comes out to be that I have to pay to the SAP agency 1,80,000 after deducting the tax. Now I will create a ledger over here as TDS on rent. Under duties and taxes, I'll select TDS and I'll select the nature of payment, rent of building. So you can see that my 20,000 comes over here. Now you can see that my debit is equal to credit. So this way I have booked the expense from SAP agency. Alright. The second part of the question says that on the same day made a payment of remaining amount of 1,80,000 to SAP agencies per check numbers 000001 dated 1st July. So I'll open my payment voucher over here. Here I'll create a bank account, Kotak Mahindra Bank. Under bank account. Here I will define my check number 000001 to 000002. So this is Kotak checkbook 1. So I'm making the payment, so obviously I should have an opening balance in my bank account. So I'm keeping over here 12 lakh. Now here under particulars I'll select SAP agency and I will add down 1,80,000. It will come under against reference of 1,80,000, and with check number you can see that it is displaying on the screen 000001. Alright, so this way this payment entry is done finally. Alright, so this way we do, first of all we will book the expense for whatever asset we are taking on lease or taking on rent. So first of all we will book the expense, and after that we will make the payment and receipt entry. Next topic is configuring TDS at ledger level. If there is a single expense pertaining to any particular nature of payment like commission expense, it is advisable to maintain the TDS details at the ledger level itself. Now the question itself says that on 1st August 2017, Global Motors incurred commission expense of 1,20,000 for services taken from a business consultancy. Okay. So I'll change the date 1st August. Here I'll create a ledger of commission under indirect expense. Here I'll apply the TDS, and here I'll create a nature of payment, that is commission or brokerage. section is 194H. Payment code is 94H, and with PAN rate for individuals and other deducted type is 5%. Alright, otherwise it is 20%. And the threshold limit is 15,000. Alright, so this has been done at the ledger level. Now, how much commission we have to pay? Commission expense we have done, that is 1,20,000. 1,20,000. So I'll credit it and I'll create a business consultancy ledger over here. It will come under sundry creditor. Here I'll deduct TDS, yes. It will be a company resident. Deduct TDS in same voucher, yes. I'll select over here the nature of payment, commission or brokerage. Now here I will add the PAN number, PAN details of business consultancy. So it is ASBBA12548. That's it. You can see that now the tax has been calculated at the rate 5%. So 5% of 1,20,000 is 6,000. So you can completely imagine the calculation that 1,20,000 minus 6,000 comes out to be the 1,14,000. So this is the actual amount we need to pay to the business consultancy. Here I'll create a ledger TDS on commission under duties and taxes. Here I'll select the type of duty TDS and nature of payment will be commission or brokerage. So you can see that my debit is equal to credit. So this way I am completely done with the entry and I have booked the expense. Alright. The second part of the question says that on the same day made a payment of remaining amount of 1,14,000 to business consultancy by check number 000003 dated 1st August 2023. So here I'll open my payment voucher. Here I'll add Kotak Mahindra, but I need to add a check range, another check range over here. 000003 to 000007. So here I'm using 5 checks. This is Kotak checkbook 1. Here under particulars I will select business consultancy and I will pay them 1,14,000 against reference 1,14,000, and this way here I will change the check range, that is the second check range I will select, and you can see that my check number 000003 is displaying on the screen. So this way I am totally done with that. Alright. The next topic is booking of expense in purchase voucher. When we do the purchase of any any kind of service, when we purchase from any kind of service agency, then in that case how we book the expense in purchase voucher and how we deduct the tax. In the previous section we have seen how to book the expense and deduct the TDS in the journal voucher. In this section we will see how to book the expense in purchase voucher and deduct TDS in the same voucher. For this I'll open my purchase voucher. Here I am booking the expense against the service I have taken from business consultancy. So for this I'll change the mode from item invoice to accounting invoice. Here they are saying that on 1st September 2023, Global Motors incurred commission expense of 1,40,000 for services taken from a business consultant. So here supply invoice number is PUR/01 PUR/01 dated 1st September business consultancy. Here I'll select commission of rupees 1,40,000. I'll create a TDS on commission ledger over here, and you can see that the amount comes out to be 7,000. Alright, so total actually I need to pay to business consultancy is 1,33,000. So the 7,000 TDS will be paid to the government directly, and rest of the 1,33,000 will be paid to the business consultancy. So this way this entry is done. Second part of the entry says that made a payment of remaining amount of 1,33,000 to business consultancy by check number 000004. So here I'll open payment voucher. Here I'll add Kotak Mahindra Bank. I'll add business consultancy 1,33,000. It will come against reference of 1,40,000. And you can see that my check number 000004 is displaying on the screen. That's it. So that's it for this video. I hope you understood all the entries very carefully. TDS is a very simple and a very easy to understand topic. So I'll get back to you with some interesting other topics of TDS in next video. Stay tuned with me. Thank you so much.